What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand-up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met.
In making these accusations, in fact, the only thing that Demetrius was actually a victim. He got shot.
So he got to stab the guy. So I was like, oh man, so I got 2 knives. On the move, I go meet Meech. I said, listen, man, it's not gonna be a gang fight when you go out there. It's about to be some knife slaying. These old heads slaying at night.
Lil Meech just put 50 Cent on blast, claiming that Fifth tried to take out Big Meech while he was locked up. Word on the street is that Big Meech had to defend himself with a shank in prison after inside men allegedly sent by 50 came after him. The reason? Rumors were swirling that Meech had turned informant, and just recently reports started flying that 50 Cent was injured in a shootout. But that turned out to be fake news, and 50 shut it down quick. Still, many are wondering if this is just a preview of what's to come if Big Meech decides to retaliate. Meanwhile, 50 isn't backing down. He's dragging Lil Meech into the drama too, labeling him a rat just like his father. So what's real? What's just internet chatter? And how deep does this beef actually go? Ever since the snitching allegations surfaced, Big Meech has been under serious scrutiny. The streets don't take those accusations lightly, and things got so heated that Meech had to put out a statement to clear his name. But despite his efforts, many weren't convinced, and the tension has only escalated.
I wasn't going to address this, because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
He went down. And when he went down, he and his brother were sentenced to 30 years in prison.
But if we take it back a bit, there was a time when Big Meech was fighting hard for an early release, long before the snitching rumors exploded. Back in 2020, when COVID-19 was ripping through prisons, Meech filed for compassionate release, arguing that his health issues, including hypertension and heart problems, put him at serious risk. But the feds weren't buying it. A judge shut his request down, citing his lengthy disciplinary record behind bars. Meech had been caught with contraband like cell phones, weapons, and even illegal substances. Meanwhile, his brother and BMF co-founder, Terry Southwest T. Flannery, was granted early release in May 2020 due to his own health concerns. Now, let's be real. Many believe Meech wasn't just pushing for release because of his health. Word is, the snitching allegations had already made their way through the prison system, and 50 allegedly had some guys inside trying to press him. Even Terrence "Gangsta" Williams, who did time with Meech, backed this up in an interview. He said Meech was usually a laid-back dude, keeping a low profile, but there was one time he had to gear up, grab a knife, and get ready for war.
One of his guys got into a fight, and by him being the face of the franchise, he had to go out there, and that's how the fight had popped off. And one of my Muslim brothers, they all went back to the unit, and they went to go gear up. So the whole South came together for Big Meech.
But before things could go down in the yard, the guards stepped in and scooped him up. After that, Meech went MIA for a while, reportedly placed in protective custody to keep him out of harm's way.
So he said, what's your name? He said, Demetrius Flannery. And he pat Meech down. He told me to go back to the unit. I was happy because I had the weapons on me. Went back to my unit. They locked Big Meech up. And I didn't see Big Meech no more after that.
And that wasn't even the end of it. Later, word got out that Meech was rolling deep on the inside, rolling with up to 25 guys, all rocking BMF tattoos on their necks. You don't move like that unless you're expecting trouble. And with all the alleged failed hits that went down, it's not hard to see why Meech felt he needed that level of protection.
I literally remember 25 guys after lunch will go to that rec yard with Big Meech. They're going to take over the weight power, they're going to work out, they're going to hit the weights, do their little workout, and then after that, Big Meech going, whoever got the wine, he going to bottle the wine up, whoever cooked the food, he going to bottle the food up, and he going to sit in the cell or hang out and just talk.
This also sheds light on why Meech was pushing so hard for that early release. Those health claims might have just been a cover for the real danger he was facing behind bars. Ever since this back and forth between Big Meech and 50 Cent kicked off, Lil Meech has been caught in the crossfire. It all started when 50 threatened to cancel the BMF show just to stop Meech Jr. from cashing in on those checks. But that was just the beginning. 50 then took things up a notch. claiming Lil Meech had serious substance issues, alleging that he was showing up on set with more than he could handle, to the point where he had to be sent to rehab. And according to 50, he was the one who covered the bill. But here's where things get even messier. Big Baby jumped in and backed up everything 50 said. In a recent Vlad TV interview, he claimed he spent time with Lil Meech and straight up called him a substance addict. Now, that's a bold statement, but it didn't stop there.
Big Meech, a dude that I was up under when I was 17, and I seen him, and his dad hates and all that, but I didn't know him.
Wait.
His dad hates users.
Big Baby didn't stop there. He also spilt tea on how Big Meech supposedly feels about his son's behavior. According to him, Big Meech has no tolerance for substance use, and seeing Lil Meech caught up in that lifestyle left him seriously disappointed. On top of that, word is, Big Meech was also frustrated after looking into his son's finances, reportedly finding out that Lil Meech had blown through his money, going from $5 million to nothing, spending it all on designer clothes and a flashy lifestyle.
I feel like Meech came home and felt like his son was a failure as far as what was going on.
A failure?
He's broke.
That's
You're
crazy.
broke. No, hold on. You're broke after $5 million, and you got to have it in the clothes habit, but you don't got nothing saved up, and you Big Meech son, you haven't found a way to run it up and take our name, and you got to think what I'm saying.
But despite all the drama, Lil Meech is standing 10 toes down for his pops. He recently posted a picture with Big Meech, captioning it, "Death before dishonor." And if that's not a clear message, I don't know what is. It's obvious he's riding for his dad, no matter what's being said in the streets. But that loyalty might be exactly why 50 is coming for Lil Meech too, labeling him a snitch just like his father. See, the BMF series is based on the accounts of Tammy Cowens, the woman Big Meech sold his life rights to. At some point, Meech and Tammy reportedly had a falling out, and that's when she allegedly ran to 50 and spilt everything about his supposed snitching. Even Tonisa Welch, often called the First Lady of BMF, claimed she personally saw Tammy cooperating with the feds. And here's the real kicker. It's rumored that Tammy was doing it under Big Meech's orders to help cut down his sentence. Word is, Tonisa even confronted Tammy about it, and things got so heated that it almost landed her back in prison while she was still on parole.
You did is start writing a man, and this man befriended you, gave you his life rights. And just because you've been a government informant since 2008, this woman is finished to take my life away from me. Take my whole life. I did my time. Out of them 200 people, none of them said I'm on their paper.
And it looks like 50 Cent isn't done dragging this out. He's been teasing a whole documentary about. He even posted on his IG, "The truth and nothing but the truth." Tammy Cowens coming soon. And if there's one thing we know about 50, when he decides to get petty, he does not let up. He kept the pressure on with even more posts, and this time he went all in on Lil Meech. 50 shared pictures from the BMF show, but in every single one, he had altered Lil Meech's face. And if that wasn't enough, he hit one of the captions with, "This is fire. Why does this ninja have to be a rat man? Damn. Catch BMF, the final season, a Branson, Le Chemin du Roi, and 50 Cent production." But just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, it did. Lil Meech was recently spotted hanging out with none other than Rick Ross, one of 50's longtime rivals. And to make things even spicier, Floyd Mayweather was right there with them, partying it up in the club. Y'all already know how the internet works. Speculation went wild. Some people started claiming this meetup wasn't just about popping bottles. Rumors flew that they were plotting to get back at 50 for dragging their names through the mud. And to add even more fuel to the fire, Floyd reportedly handed Lil Meech some serious stacks that night, and Meech wasted no time flexing it on Instagram, tagging Floyd like it was nothing. With all this chaos brewing, the internet went into overdrive. Suddenly, reports started popping up that 50 Cent had been injured in a shootout, and of course, people immediately thought it was tied to this ongoing beef. But 50 wasn't about to let that slide. He shut those rumors down real quick, hopping on Instagram with a screenshot of the viral TikTok that claimed TMZ as the source. In true 50 fashion, his caption read, Don't worry, I'm gonna make it. Because this is fake news. And honestly, it's no surprise 50's been going in on Lil Meech too. In his eyes, Meech Jr. is a snitch just like his pops. And let's be real, whether or not 50 pulled strings to go after Big Meech in prison, he's been vocal for years about how he doesn't gang bang or mess with that street life anymore. But with Lil Meech out here keeping the drama alive and airing out allegations, it's like he's dragging 50 right back into the mess. And we all know that's a one-way ticket to a RICO case. This situation is getting way too messy, and it feels like it's only going to get worse from here. But now I gotta ask y'all, do you really think 50 had inside men go after Big Meech in jail? Or is this just wild rumors getting blown out of proportion? And what's up with Lil Meech? Is he truly standing by his pops? Or is 50 right about him too? Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss an update. Because when it comes to 50 Cent, you never know what's gonna happen next.